Hello everyone, this is Zooc and today I'm bringing you a new cooking video. This one is going to be a super quick and easy weeknight pasta dish called pasta alla Puttanesca, which basically means garbage style pasta. And this refers to the origins of this dish, which were sometime in the 50s, I suppose, according to what's written on the internet. It was invented by a guy called Sandro Petti, who was a restaurant owner in the Campania region of Italy, and he didn't have enough ingredients to feed his guests, so he whipped up something with whatever he had in the kitchen and came up with garbage-style pasta. As with a lot of dishes in our history, the lack of a well-stocked kitchen led to the invention of something great, which stuck and is now known all over the world, so it's cool. It's awesome. So this is a very easy sauce that's based on a few Italian ingredients such as anchovies, brine capers, I suppose, and olives, onion, garlic, the classic stuff. So we're going to start off with one medium onion, finely diced, careful with your fingers there, followed by a couple of cloves of garlic, which are going to be thinly sliced. Garlic is one of those fascinating vegetables that, depending on how you process it, how you cut it, it gets a different taste when it's cooked. So whole cloves as opposed to crushed, minced, or sliced will all get different flavors and different degrees of intensity. It's quite interesting. Next up, we have 4 anchovy fillets that are going to be finely minced. A lot of people don't like anchovies, but you need not worry because in this particular application, you won't taste the fishiness of it. Anchovies have a lot of natural MSG in them, a lot of umami, so they just boost the flavor of everything else. Next up, we have a tablespoon and a half of capers. Capers come in brine, so when you want to cook with them, it's best to give them a wash and pat them dry, preferably. They're very salty, and also, as the rest of these ingredients, they just boost the flavor of the sauce. Next up, we have about 1/4 cup of black olives. You can use Kalamata if you want, or any sort of black olives. I use something called black Spanish olives. Not sure if that's a thing or not. But you got to be really careful with the salt when you use these, because some tend to be incredibly salty. The particular ones I'm using are not that salty. They're actually pretty well balanced. So I would recommend once you add the ingredients to not just go nuts with the salt, but taste it first and then add however much you think it is. The sauce itself is supposed to be quite salty, but not overwhelmingly so. Some olives are just inedible. I've bought a bunch of varieties along the years that were just insane when it came to salt. So before you start cooking, I recommend that you actually boil your water first for the pasta. I have there some water with some chicken flavored Maggi, which I add to everything. So in a medium-sized pan, put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. You might have read in some articles or seen in some shows that they say that if you combine butter with oil, it won't burn, the butter that is. That is bullshit. The milk solids in the butter do not give a fuck whether there is oil in the pan or not. The temperature is going to still be the same. So throw your onions in there, leave them to saute for about 3 minutes, mixing occasionally. Next up, add your sliced garlic. This is all happening on medium-high heat, not too low, not at maximum. Don't use the large burner for this because it's going to burn it. After about a minute, add your anchovies, mix everything together. As you can see there's a lot of fat in this sauce, but it's going to give it a lot of flavor. And also add a very, very small pinch of red pepper flakes. These things are super strong, so unless you want your mouth burning, a 2-finger pinch is more than enough. After a few seconds, throw in your olives and capers and mix everything. This is basically the base of the sauce. And now it's time to get really nasty. What I have there is a can of whole peeled tomatoes. So you can crush these with your hand like I'm doing. Or you can use a food processor or just put them in a bowl beforehand and mash them with a fork. But this is fun for the kids, as they say in all recipes. They want to have some part that's fun for the kids. And there's a renegade tomato that got away. I'm gonna kill it. Die. There we go. Now you might be asking, why the fuck not use just diced tomatoes? Well, there's a story behind that. When these companies pack tomatoes, they sometimes add a thing called calcium chloride, which is a firming agent that basically prevents the tomatoes from getting mushy. But what it also does is it prevents them from getting cooked down properly. So when you buy whole peeled tomatoes and sauce, you're getting the most minimally processed product that you can. Just less surface area exposed to the calcium chloride. They still have it, but there's just less of them exposed to it. So you get the best bang for your buck with whole peeled tomatoes. This sauce needs to reduce for about 30 minutes. So when there's about 10 minutes left, This is all happening 20 minutes later. Add your pasta to the water. You might be thinking that you need water at a rapid boiling pace. That's not necessary. Water on a low simmer will boil pasta just as efficiently as rolling boil water. But what you have to do is in the first couple of minutes, once you add the pasta, you have to mix it. Then it won't stick. No adding oil to the water, none of that nonsense. Just mix it a few times and you'll be fine. Also season your sauce with a little bit of pepper. I'm using Jamie Oliver's shitty pepper mill, and everything I bought from him has been a huge disappointment. Also add a bit of salt and taste it. And if it gets too thick throughout this half-hour reducing session, just do like I did and add some of the pasta water. It also already contains the starch that's washed off the pasta beforehand, so it won't thin it out too much. It'll just bring the sauce together nicely. It needs to be the consistency that you see there in the video. Now, towards the end, you can also add a can of tuna, which I did, just to make it a more complete meal, I suppose. This is actually a variety. I'm not making this shit up. This is a variety of the Puttanesca pasta with tuna included. When the pasta is done, after about 9 minutes or so, when it's al dente, just take it out, strain it, and throw it in there. I chose to just dump it in there directly. But I got a little bit too excited because, as you can see, that tiny pan can barely accommodate that massive food I have there. And it's close to impossible to mix it properly now. You can even see a small pasta that ran away and hid under the big pot. That's going to get washed away with the cleaning spray. The type of pasta I'm using is called Radiatori, in case you're curious. And there is me stuffing my gob with the pasta. It's fucking good shit, man. Yeah, it's good shit. Yep, that's a clear success. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Quick and easy stuff. No fuss. Very tasty. And it is served with a sprinkling of parsley on top and a little bit of shaved or grated Parmesan. Buy your Parmesan in chunks, please. Do not buy it pre-grated because it's nasty. Trust me on that. Anyway, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, as a reminder, in case you missed my Q&A, I'm streaming regularly drawing stuff now, so tune in tomorrow, being Monday, at about 5 or 6 p.m. Central European Time on twitch.tv/Zookster if you want to hang out and chat and talk about random stuff. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.